Next 2 weeks could determine the fate of billions of dollars for the state of Florida. That's how much time is left for people to submit their census forms. But as NBC6 investigator Phil Prazan found, census workers are running into some problems.
Many plans were delayed when the coronavirus hit. Not the census. They still have a hard deadline. And from unruly neighbors to restrictions placed on buildings to keep the coronavirus out, those are all getting in the way.
This census worker goes door to door in Miami. She's looking for people who have not yet responded to the nationwide count. Many times, people do not want to see her. And she's not the only one. NBC investigators in New York found this census worker was kept out of a building.
Because of the coronavirus.
All the places we normally would have gone to and advocated for the census, we've been unable to do that because of COVID stopping those meetings.
Kimberly Matthews, the senior director of strategic planning in Monroe County, tells us the issue comes from condo complexes and gated communities where outsiders like census workers are not allowed to enter. She says management fears bringing the coronavirus in. We see it play out in person and also from a larger view. In Monroe County, only 45% of people responded to the census so far. In Miami-Dade and Broward counties, it's just more than 60%, below the response 10 years ago and below what census workers want now. And if you look closer at the response rate by neighborhood in this map created by NBC investigators, the areas with more high-rises, condos, and gated communities in downtown Miami and along Miami Beach have far fewer people taking the census than other parts of town. At stake, money for childcare, the free school lunch program, and nearly every major government benefit.
Billions of dollars that the central government, the federal government, sends back to the state.
Manuel Landivar, assistant regional manager for the census, tells us if enough people don't fill it out, they'll move to what's called last resort information, asking people to provide basic information about their neighbors.
Eventually, when they are not able to be successful, they go to the neighbors.
He says it's less accurate and it could make people feel uneasy.
It's important to mention that the Trump administration moved the deadline up to September 30th, so literally billions of dollars could be decided in the next 2 weeks. And it's also important to mention that if a census worker cannot get into your building, you can fill out the census online. In Miami, Phil Prazan, NBC6 News.